You're now live.
We are now live. Fireside Chronicles is here. Peanut Gallery is with us. We got this man over here who I forget if we say his name on camera or not.
Oh, yeah, Tyler.
Brad is here.
Yeah,
Stacy's behind the camera. Me and Tyler on camera, and it's been a week, everybody. It's been a week. We got a lot to talk about. First thing is the biggest news in the bourbon world in probably the last 5 years. Was released a couple days ago. The demise of the 2021 Buffalo Trace Antique Collection George T. Stagg. Buffalo Trace Distillery announced the other day that they will not be releasing a George T. Stagg bottle this year, which is a really unbelievable development. We'll do a little history here. The Buffalo Trace Antique Collection features Thomas H. Handy Rye, Sazerac 18 Rye, William LaRue Weller, George T. Stagg, Eagle Rare 17, 5 bottles. They are among the most sought after bottles every single year, right up there next to Pappy Van Winkle. Anybody who's a insane, and I granted, viewers, I know a lot of you know this shit already, but I'm just recapping. But anybody who's a serious bourbon collector, you are seeking two things this time of year, and that is Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, Shackley's here, and the Van Winkle line. Those are the two that you work all year to try to get. They're the most valuable. They're the most sought after. They're some of the best bourbons in the world and ryes in the world. And the craziest part about this story is that the Stagg is always on the bourbon side, because Thomas H. Handy is usually pretty available as well, or comparatively. It's always the most common of the bourbons in the line. So if you're a moderate to serious bourbon collector that has a really good relationship with your store, Stagg's the bottle you're getting.
Right.
It's the next level people that get the LaRue and the Eagle Rare and the Sazerac 18, whatever. Stagg is the bottle you're getting. As an example, you all know how serious of a bourbon buyer I am. The only Buffalo Trace Antique Collection I have ever had a chance to buy at retail is the Stagg.
Wow.
And that is not coming this year. And they basically announced that they didn't feel that the product in the barrels fit the quality of the brand. It didn't fit the profile, the flavor profile of the brand. And they decided, rather than put out some subpar shit and just sell all the bottles for the same price, they're going to pull it back from the marketplace. They're going to do something else with the barrels, or maybe just dispose of them. I don't really know. No one knows the full story. No one actually knows if it was like...
Before they dispose of them, they can always unload them here.
Yeah, we're happy. We've got plenty of room in the driveway over here if you want to drop 150 barrels of subpar George T. Stagg in my driveway.
Oh, and then I have another driveway
we got
as
another
well.
driveway. We got a few driveways. But anyway, it's a monumental announcement by Buffalo Trace, because if you're that guy who is in your store every week and you're spending a reasonable amount of money, Stagg is the bottle you're getting. It's the one they make the most of. And this year, it doesn't exist. So, as a tribute to one of the fathers of bourbon, George T. Stagg himself, I'm going to put a drop of water in this 130 proof deliciousness, and I'm going to drink it. It's going to be great. So I've also brought a brand new pick from Benny's here in Chicago, the Baker's 107 single barrel. As you can see, it's got a beautiful packaging. You know, this great box it comes with. It's about $110. It's 107 proof. And anybody who knows, you've seen me drink Baker's on the show before. This is their, private selection. It hit Benny's this week in Chicagoland. So if you're around Chicago, it's a good chance you might still be able to grab one. I grabbed 2 of them today in Orland Park. They were just sitting on the shelf. Got a Drew Estate Pappy Van Winkle cigar here that I'm going to drink to
Be
pair
happy
with my.
season here soon.
I mean, it is Pappy season. I mean, this week we got what hit Chicago? We get the Parker's Heritage.
Right.
Hit Chicago. The Old Fitz 11 hit Chicago. Michter's Toasted Bourbon hit Chicago. It's, for lack of a better term, 'tis the season, right?
Yeah.
I put that on my Facebook, on my Instagram post today. But yeah, it is the season. This is it.
Nice.
If you're a hunter
I need a cutter.
and you're out there looking for bourbon, go, because it's here and it's now, and every week from here till fucking Christmas, you're gonna see some monumental bottles of shit landing all over Chicagoland and everywhere else you may or may not be watching from, depending on what part of the country you're in. Some of it may have already hit. Some of it we're waiting for. The next thing up that actually was already released at the distillery was the Four Roses Limited. That hasn't hit Chicago yet. That's the next big dog bottle that's coming. Those are usually absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
And we're seeing plenty of Buffalo Trace products, all sorts of things. It is the time. This is it. I hope you saved your money, because it is an expensive time of year for us in the bourbon world. So, on the tequila side, I'll pass it over to Mr. Tyler. What do you got over there, man?
So I have Pasote Añejo. I have bottles that I talked about last night. I kind of talked about all week. Pasote Añejo. Once again, if you did not have this on your bar, you need to have this on your bar. It's only like $50 for this bottle. Yeah. There's been a rumor that
Thought he
this
said
company
Milwaukee
is
Bucks.
actually going out of business too. But let's hope that they're not. Let's hope it's just the agave shortage has had it to where they're, maybe having to, just work on the supply that they have for the next 6 months or a year. I know that's the same thing with Villa Lobos. They are not going to be making any new juice for at least 6 months. So let's hope that's the same thing. And then you guys know I love a mayor when it comes to their limited editions. This is the one that is aged in it's finished in French oak Chardonnay cask. So I know I have a bottle. Stacy got his bottle today. Ryan is trying it out so he can decide if he wants his bottle as well. If this guy over here actually wants to drink today besides for beer, he'll be trying it out.
And that being said, I do intend on this bottle ending up empty. So if somebody wants to try
Oh hell yeah!
some of this magnificent shit here, feel free to jump in.
Yeah.
Ask for more.
And
Is
I
that
went
the
to go
same?
see-
Is that the same bottle that I was talking about? The hotel that was going to charge me
Yes, absolutely.
what was it, $130 for a shot of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, this will be anywhere from
Me a glass, dude.
a reasonable bar.
We can't have Stacy pours. It's gotta be
a
one finger
reasonable.
pour.
Yeah, this is 130 proof.
You
so,
pour it.
so go easy.
No, you pour it.
All right.
Yeah. But I went to go see Unk at TP Cigar Lounge today. He gave me several amazing sticks. He told me that the one that he wanted me to smoke today was the Oliva Maduro. This is one of those short sticks, but he said it's a heavy, heavy stick. So he's like, this is all I need. So that's what I'm smoking right now. So far, it's absolutely fantastic. It
We
actually
never
is,
did get those Wellers from him, did we?
No. We had a fucking look.
We're talking to
Smoke.
you. Smoke. We're talking to you.
Where's the Wellers at? Weller Cohibas, if you don't know what we're talking
Yeah.
about. But yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to go back a little bit and expand on this George T. Stagg topic a little bit, because I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing about it that, the Buffalo Trace distillery folks are known for really not cutting any corners, not putting any subpar product in the marketplace.
Y'all see them hands, right?
But the
You see
thing
the
that they're
throw?
the most
That throw was right to your hand.
impressive at is their marketing arm. And I saw a couple people talking in some of the national bourbon Facebook groups and stuff yesterday and today. The reality is, I don't know that there's anybody on the planet Earth that's better at marketing than these motherfuckers. Because
yeah.
the truth be told, they could very easily have just dumped whatever George T. Stagg-ish product they had into these bottles and sent them out into the world, and people would have been like, it tastes different this year. It's not as good, whatever, but they still would have sold every single bottle they made. And they still would have sold every single bottle they made next year. and they still would have sold every single bottle they made the year after that. But instead, they simultaneously stood by their product and their mission, which is to only create quality shit.
Right.
And had this marketing moment, which, I mean, if you thought there was a craze for the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection last week, now it's all of a sudden twice as nuts. I mean, these
Right.
people are going to lose their fucking minds. Like, there's 14, 10, 15,000 bottles of George T. Stagg that come out every year, something like that. 8,000, who knows? And now there's none. And it's really going to drive a lot of crazy shit.
What do you, let's talk about the unspoken stuff that we're not supposed to talk about. What do you think is the price going to drive up to on the secondary market for these bottles?
Well, I keep an eye on the secondary market. I'm not a big bottle flipper, but I do keep an eye on the secondary market. And over the last year,
Yeah.
it's gone from like $500 a bottle for the Stag to $650 or so, and over the last week, it's now about $1,000.
Wow.
$850 to $1,000, and it's nuts. I mean, it's really, because all of a sudden there's thousands of bottles that are no longer coming to market.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like next week, the week after, like it's coming like right now. You know, some of the bigger chains in Chicago, like Benny's and everybody else, they actually don't release it until after Thanksgiving every year. Benny's will never put Pappy or BTAC, as we call it, out. They'll never give it to their customers till after Thanksgiving.
It's like the Black Friday of bourbon.
They get through Black Friday, and then they hand out all that shit.
Yeah.
Some of the mom and pops around, like the Kenwoods and the other places who are able to take care of some of their customers, they release it as soon as it comes, and that'll be within weeks from now.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really interesting to see, because, like I said, I'm the level of buyer that normally would get a Stag. I'm not getting an Eagle Rare 17. I'm not getting a Sazerac 18
I want a
or
Sazerac
LaRue.
18.
Yeah, I mean, good luck. That's usually the most rare of rare.
As I told them, I said, look, I'm happy if I get a Pappy Rye. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like if there's any other bottle that you throw in my hold that I have there, I have a little stash at Benny's. It's well known at Benny's. I have a stash. But if you throw anything else in my stash, which they threw the El Tesoro Paradiso in my stash, I didn't even know about it. And then one of them came out like, oh, don't you want this bottle? I'm like, shit. But if they threw anything else in my stash outside of that rye, I'm in heaven.
Yeah. And the rye, what's weird is as far as, at least within the last couple hours, the Pappy Rye doesn't come out every year.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, it didn't come. 2 years before that, I don't think it came. And it's usually, I think it's going to come this year, according to like rumors, but like it doesn't always come. And that's the crazy thing. I got one of them last year, and I still haven't opened it. Like, it's still sitting downstairs in my shelf. But it's, I have a hard time opening a bottle that trades for $2,000. Like
that is hard.
Anything under $1,000, honestly, anything under $1,000, I have no problem opening it. I'm going to open it. Because I know I'm going to get another one. But when it gets to that point of like $2,000,
I wanted to crack it open.
It's like a down payment on a car.
Right. I wanted to crack it open, but he said it's 2 G's. 2 G's?
Man, that is just fucking magnificent. God damn.
2 G's for a Pappy Rye.
If you wanted to buy one on the secondary market right now, it would be somewhere between $1,600 and $2,000, depending on if you find a friendly buyer.
And how much is it on like just retail?
$129. Yeah. That's
So
why,
how many bottles did they put out?
A few thousand, maybe. Somewhere in that range. It's all about availability. Like you talk about bourbon, and we've talked about this shit many times on the show, but the reality is that the Pappy Rye is a 13-year-old product.
Mm-hmm.
It sits in the barrel for 13 years, which means the shit that's coming this year, they had to know how much to make 13 years ago. And the shit that's coming in 13 years, they're deciding today. So it's the market speculation on how much to make and do it like, one of the greatest examples is Blanton's or Eagle Rare or any of these Buffalo Trace products that are, they're kind of run-of-the-mill in terms of their taste, in terms of like how good they are.
Yeah.
They're 10-year-old bourbons. So the bourbon craze started 5 or 6 years ago. So they're still putting Blanton's out on the market and Eagle Rare out on the market that they decided how much to barrel 10 years ago before anybody was flipping out.
Jeez.
5 years ago, dude, you could walk into any supermarket in the country and there would be 6 or 8 bottles of Blanton's on the shelf. Now they get it, it sells out in 10 minutes.
So this is what that goes back to Buffalo Trace's marketing and them having like this creative way to make their product pop.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I really think that Pappygate, it may or may not have been a marketing ploy. Where they said
I think they used it as a marketing ploy. Now, that shit definitely happened. Those guys definitely stole those bottles from the warehouse.
Right.
Like, that definitely was a thing that happened. However, they took it and turned it around and created this, this whole thing and sold the story to Netflix and, made a whole thing. But, the Pappy is the greatest example because everyone's like, dude, it's so sought after, it's so crazy. Why don't they just make more? Well, Pappy 23 that's coming out right now was barreled in 1998. In 1998, 1996, 1994, nobody even wanted the shit.
It was readily available.
It used to sit on shelves in stores. And you could, if you got a 2001 bottle of Pappy Van Winkle 23 year right now, it's worth like $8,000. Like, and it was $89 then or something. Like, you can't predict where the market's going to go, and they have to be very careful because they could easily just go, well, fuck it. We're going to triple our production of blends, and in 10 years, we're going to have 3 times as many blends.
Right.
And then what happens when in 10 years, nobody wants blends anymore? And
It's
all
on
of a
the fucking
sudden,
shelves.
they're stuck with 50 warehouses of bottles they can't sell. So it's like this crazy middle ground of trying to predict it and coming up with the right formula. And, they're building all these warehouses down there, millions of barrels on the Buffalo Trace property. But people forget that they also make Fireball. And a whole bunch of those.
That probably pays their bills.
That pays
Yeah,
their
it
bills.
pays their bills.
So if they're deciding today how many bottles of whatever, Blanton's or whatever, do you think they're saying in 13 years or whatever the year is, right? Like, so, like, because the demand right now is high. So if they're projecting for 13 years or 23 years or whatever down the road, I mean, obviously they're projecting way higher numbers than they did 13 years ago from today.
They surely are. Yeah.
But you're saying
But it's
that
not
it's
what you
that
would
balance
think. They're
of
basically not predicting. They're not producing it based on what the demand is today.
Right.
They're producing it based on what they think the demand is going to be in a decade.
The projections of
And they're the experts. I don't know how they figure that shit out. But the other side of it is that the Pappy brand in particular, it's a really crazy thing because Julian Van Winkle, shout out to Julian who follows me on Instagram. Julian Van Winkle, who's
He just waved.
the proprietor of and the steward of the Pappy brand.
Yeah.
He literally, and this is a real thing, he literally goes to Buffalo Trace every year in, August or June or whatever it is, and he tastes every single barrel. And if it doesn't fit the profile, it doesn't make the thing. And if they had, let's just say, 45 barrels at 60 bottles per barrel, because there's a lot of evaporation. These barrels usually hold like 200 to 250 bottles in a barrel. But over time, a lot of shit evaporates. They get up to 70, 75% gone. It just disappears.
Yeah.
And so you end up with a full barrel of bourbon that has this much left in the bottom. And that's what they're bottling, right? He goes in and he goes, okay, we have enough barreled here for 6,000 bottles of Pappy Van Winkle 23. and it's way less than that, but I'm just making it up. They maybe do 1,000, 1,500 bottles a year, but we have enough for 6,000. 5,000 of that just goes in the garbage.
Yeah.
Like he tastes it, and it's like I'm the only one that remembers what the original recipe tasted like. I'm the only one on the planet, and I'm the only one that can say that this makes the cut or this doesn't make the cut or whatever. And he shoots it down, and that's why one year you'll have 1,500 bottles of Pappy 23. The next year you'll have 750 because he just
Right.
says fuck this.
So I
I'm
have
not
a question. Wouldn't he like keep like a barrel or something like that of the original Pappy, like at his house just to pass on to say his son or his daughter or like his grandson or
Barrel,
granddaughter?
yes. No, barrel, no. Bottles, yes.
So
there's no point in keeping a barrel because eventually all of it will evaporate.
well, oh yeah.
Nothing
So
left.
bottles. So
Right.
bottles.
Yeah.
Like they
He
have
does
to
have
have
all
a
that, yeah.
huge stockpile of bottles to one remind himself of the original taste, two to pass on the next person in the family that's going to take over. You know, grandson, cousin, grandson, nephew, you know, niece, granddaughter, you know, daughter, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, whoever it is, because
He's already got a son that's in it, and
Yeah.
you know, but he's the ultimate decider. And what I would say, if you want some really good insight into this process and how it works, there's a great book came out about a year ago, give or take, by an author called Wright Thompson, who's an ESPN writer, called Pappyland, and it's first of all an amazing
Ninja.
book, but certain parts of it go deep into the process of tasting all the Pappy and how he does it. I mean, they don't go there and just sit and get drunk. He spits it out. Like he takes
Right,
a
just
sip,
Taste it, yeah.
you know, spits it out, and he goes, yeah, that one's good, next barrel. That one's good, next barrel. That's garbage, throw it away. You know, and they hand choose all the shit every single year with the idea. Stacy didn't like the bourbon.
I drank it. That
Oh,
was
you drank
water.
it. Oh, that was
Rinsed
I
out
was
the-
like, did you just dump my stag?
All right. All right.
Yeah, I was rinsing it out. Wanted to taste the.
He only put out $80 of it in the,
All
in the
right.
shop.
But it's a really fascinating process, and you know, again with the evaporation levels, like this year they put out a press release about the antique collection, and in that press release, and I encourage you guys
Oh, I got
to
some.
go look
That's
at
good.
it. It doesn't tell you how many bottles are coming of each one, you know, the Eagle Rare 17 and all this stuff,
Yeah.
but it tells you the evaporation rate. So it's like 73% of the barrel evaporated. So
Nice.
you've got 27% left. You can go see that online. You can find all those numbers.
Now, one thing I want to get to though, before you know, because I want you to educate everyone on bourbon and Pappy and George T. Stagg.
I'm listening. I'm just ordering food for my
It's
kids.
all good. We have a tasting portion of this. It was going to be the tasting of Pasote, but it is officially turned to the tasting of El Mayor. Cameraman,
Yes,
what do you think of?
it is freaking fantastic. It's super smooth. Like it, no, for real. It's like it's super smooth. I really like it. That's all I got.
Goodness.
B, whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want to be called.
After years of being on,
BJ.
call me by my full whole name.
BJ's his name.
I liked it. I'm typically Añejo or extra Añejo fan. This is a reposado, right? I like it just like Ryan said. It's smooth. I would definitely. I don't buy too many tequilas, but I typically, you know, get my tastings here. But I would definitely probably buy a bottle of this.
Would you pay? So it's $80. Well, $85 for this bottle.
Yeah,
Would you pay $85 for it?
I would.
All right.
I have a bottle, but
Yeah, the man
Yeah,
that
this
bought
is-
the bottle without tasting it.
yeah, I just took your word for it. I mean, this
Which is wise.
Yeah,
Right.
I took your word
The man
for it.
knows his shit.
I didn't give him that same respect.
This is,
I said I'll bring money if I like it.
Yeah.
this is really good. I didn't even know it was a reposado. I thought
Yeah.
it was Añejo, but yeah, this is good.
So you're happy with your buy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's. I mean, and obviously it's on my bar. Like I said yesterday. If you want my full notes on it, go back and watch the video from the live from yesterday. It is not. It's not on my main bar. Their rum cask extra añejo, which is available at Kenwood Liquor as well.
Shout out to TJ and the Kenwood team. We love
exactly.
you, man.
So if you want,
TJ,
talking about my son, but no, the owner of Kenwood Liquor, they're starting to bring our picks in. We're helping them with their tequila selection, so you can get this at Kenwood Liquor in Oak Lawn. You can get the rum cask, extra añejo, that's Asian rum cask at Kenwood Liquor as well, and then you can get your Código Rosa, the regular Rosa, the Encore Edition, and the Origen. Oh, and the Encore Edition Añejo there right now too. And
What did the rum cast?
trying to.
What
Yeah, we
rum
need to
cast
get your
and Yeho?
pronunciations
Yeah,
up
we got
to
to get it
speed.
up to speed.
It's not
G.
El Mayor. It's El Mayor.
Mayor.
El Mayor.
Come on, let's go. Burps.
El Mayor. You get the El Mayor. Extra
You give this
Añejo.
guy's like a
that's
Rosetta
Spanish and
Stone
rum
for Christmas
cast.
or something.
Right.
Like, what's up?
You know,
Babble.
you were just talking about I was looking at my Spanish.
Duolingo. It's a great app.
All right, there we
Duolingo,
go.
Babble, you can get either
El
one.
Mayor, you can get the Extra Añejo rum cast there. And you can get the reposado that's finished in Chardonnay cask up there as well, along with the almost a full lineup of Código 1530. We just brought in the ones that I like the most there. So we had to pay the bills, but I had to mention that.
Hey, listen, man, we love those
Yep.
guys. Like, honestly, they are a family-owned business, and the best part about the family-owned business is, like, he's been telling me and talking about a lot lately. You can literally walk up to him. Bourbon's different, but if you walk up to him and go, "Hey, I heard about this tequila. I'd like to try it. I heard it just became available in Illinois." 2 days later, he'll have a 6-pack of it sitting there.
Yeah.
And he's really cares about his customers. The whole team does. They're fantastic people. Highly recommend that store. Beer, wine. They got a great wine selection.
Oh yeah.
Great wine selection. Great tequila selection. Just the off-the-shelf side, not the allocated shit. Just whatever's sitting on their shelf on the bourbon side it's a fantastic selection. You can get all kinds of really amazing things there
Where's this at?
in Oak Lawn.
Kenwood Liquor in Oak Lawn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right on
Cicero.
Cicero.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Literally, you going north
No,
on
I've been there.
Cicero.
I've
It's-
been there. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing TLA picks on the tequila side and on the bourbon side. We're gonna have him put signs up there that way the bourbon that he loves, the tequila that I love. You're gonna be able to see it right there. And when you guys go and shop there, if you're in Chicago, go in there and shop there. If you ever want to, shop based off of our recommendations that are, things that you can get on the shelves, go to Kenwood Liquor. You're going to be seeing this here very soon. We love
And
TJ.
The other side of that is, given how much time us two assholes spend in that store, you might just run into us because we're there all the damn time.
Exactly.
I'm there at least twice a week. You're there
Yeah.
at least once or twice a week
Yeah.
minimum. And they're just good people. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Great people.
it's not a commercial for any one liquor store, but we love those guys.
Yeah.
They take good care.
I mean,
of
well,
us.
Benny's and Kenwood Liquor are our top two stores. Let's not make it, we're not going to make it a secret. Benny's in Orland Park, Kenwood Liquor in Oak Lawn. Those are our top two stores.
Yeah,
They take care
those
of
are my
us.
only two stores, to be honest. So,
But I have to give a shout out to Marino's. I love Marino's.
Family Liquors.
Family Liquors.
Family Liquors is a trip, dude. You can go.
They're
on,
way overpriced,
You can
so.
go on Drizzly
Yeah.
right now and order for 10-minute delivery a bottle of Weller 12, which is a $49 bottle, which goes for $2.25 on the secondary. Go on Drizzly right now. Look up Weller 12 in this area. Family Liquors shows up. They'll deliver it to your door for $1,000. It is absurd.
Yeah, on the secondary
Absurd.
market shit.
No one in their right mind ever paid $1,000 for a bottle of Weller 12.
But the
I
delivery
like it.
fee.
I would never pay $200 for a
He's
bottle.
Right.
Up to
A
your
$500 delivery fee is what it is.
Have him pick up Taco Bell on the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to get into this guy too. I want
Yeah.
to get into this Baker's pick here in a minute, but we have to move over and start talking about sports. It's been a really
Depressing,
terrible
man.
week. It started out so
Can we
great.
not talk about
Sports ball is so
We
stupid.
might
Sorry.
not want to talk about
We
it.
have
It's a
to talk
downer.
about it.
As you're drinking out of a Yankees glass, you have two
Well-
Cards fans here.
Sox hat.
They have Sox fans here too.
Sox had a
Yankees
rough 2 days.
Absolutely blew
Not
it
looking good.
against the
Oh,
Red
my
Sox
God.
the other
They gave
night.
5 runs in one
The
inning.
Cardinals,
One
at least the Cardinals.
The
didn't-
game was good.
No.
Yeah.
It was a
No,
good game.
No,
Listen.
you don't lose a game
Hang
on
on.
a
hang-
fucking hanging slider right
Okay.
down the middle.
All right. Well, first I'm gonna talk about the Cardinals game real quick. Sorry, this
Yes.
cameraman.
We watched it together.
And
yeah.
all right, so the guy that gave up the
I want to take a picture of it.
the guy that gave up the run in the 9th inning had lost his job in September because he'd been playing terrible. And so in all of September, he was relegated to middle reliever when they had a big lead or they were down. And they only had big leads in
By the
September.
way, turn the camera on you.
Okay,
'cause
okay. All right. And so he lost his job. And then the biggest game of the year in the playoffs, then they give him his job back to say, hey, here's the 9th inning in a tie ball game in the playoffs. Go get him. He hadn't pitched past the 6th inning. He had been a 5th or 6th or 7th inning pitcher for the full month. And then all of a sudden in the playoffs, they give him the ball. He hangs a slider right down the plate, and they lose the fucking game.
On a
To
walk-off fucking home
on a
run.
walk-off by a defensive replacement who had 5 hits in his last, 78 at-bats.
And that was where I was
It's a
going
walk-off
with
in the
that.
ninth, right?
With that
In the
comment.
9th, yeah.
Where I was going with that comment was that at least you can't say the Cardinals just blew it.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
They
They
played
did.
a great game.
Yeah.
They gave me a
Yankees just blew
September
it.
that I'll never forget.
Exactly. There's a note from one of the kiddos.
You gotta pass it over. I can't reach it.
Just come through the bush.
It's like, Dad, get up, man.
Oh. Do you want me to read it on camera? He needed to bring me this. This is a little story Max wrote about crocodiles.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Nice.
yeah, it's very good.
We are all dads here, besides for
he's
this
7.
man over here.
He's 7 and
Wow.
he wrote 2 pages. One's about landforms,
That
and
we
the
know
other's
of.
about crocodiles. Anyway, yeah.
There's a bunch
the
of
Yankees
BJs
just
running
blew it.
around
They just
Charleston.
Flat out blew it. They didn't show up for the game. One player showed up for the game. Giancarlo Stanton showed up for the game.
Yeah.
He almost had 3 home runs.
But the thing is,
Well,
if you're-
according to the announcer, he did have 3 home runs, right?
right,
Was that same game or no?
yeah.
Oh, that was
Well,
great.
2 big shots off the
How
monster
in the
and a
hell
late
do
game
you
home
not
run.
easily score? If you're Aaron Judge, how do you not easily score on that play?
There's no easy score on that play. What happened was Phil Nevin should never have sent him. The play was not particularly close. They should never have sent him.
Off the bat, you're running. Off the
He
bat, that's
did.
at least
he did
a-
run.
Aaron
He did.
fucking
He's that
Boone.
slow?
He's 7 feet tall. Like how he ran hard. Nevin should have never sent him. Never.
He's the
I
third
didn't
base
see
coach?
the game. I was asleep, so.
Yeah.
What
never should have
We
sent him.
understand why you.
But the third
Hey, the
base
playoffs
coaches,
started a couple days ago.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just saying.
The third base coach's
I was
whole
asleep
vibe
after the
was
first
that
inning, dude.
he was trying to force the Red Sox
I didn't
to
watch
make
any
the
of it, to
perfect
be
play.
honest.
Now
They
they
made the
did
perfect
make a
play.
really good play, but it's the playoffs. You don't need to take risks.
Right.
It was a early in the game. You have plenty of time, and that changed the. 2 things changed the tenor of that whole game. One, Stanton thought he had a home run, turned into a single.
He should have been on fucking second base.
He
at
should have been
least.
on second base.
But would he have scored? What else happened after that?
No,
inning?
I
well,
mean,
it changes the tenor of the game.
Right,
Sure.
so you have second and third
You bat
with what,
differently
1
with
out.
a runner in scoring position.
It's
Sure.
different than
Pitch
That-
different.
It hit off the monster.
you know, second and third. Well, second and third
He
with
hit
1
off the
out.
monster twice.
Yeah, second and
And
third
hit a
with
home
1
run.
off. Second and third with 1 out is a
But it
huge
was
difference
towering
from
shots
a pitcher.
that just dropped.
Like just
Tower.
the stress on the pitcher.
So in your other stadium, that's
Long.
Well,
They
11
said-
other, no, only
they
11
said-
other
they said
stadiums.
the
Your
first-
buddy said that, right?
The first one, it would have
Yeah.
been 11 other stadiums. Oh, no, the second one was 11 other stadiums. The first one was every other stadium.
Yeah.
Because it was off the top of the
if it was a Yankee
Yeah.
stadium, what it
The one that was a
yeah,
single that the
right,
guy
up
called it a
again.
home run. That was at the very top. It hit the very top of the monster.
that one's
the,
a home run in every part.
the left fielder or center fielder played it perfectly. It came right to him. I mean, it would have been a play at second even with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Also,
So, I
even if he
mean, this
ran,
is what I look
Might have,
though.
yeah.
This is what I look at, though. If you're Aaron Judge, you take an aggressive turnaround third base.
You do, yeah.
You know,
100%.
and then your third base coach should be right there, damn near the catcher. As soon as the left fielder or whoever it is fucking throws the ball, you put up the stop sign. He busts his ass back to fucking third base.
And now you have runners
Michael
on second
Stanton.
and third.
Yeah, Michael Stanton busting his ass.
John Carlos.
John
Used
Carlos.
To be Mike.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's
Mike
busting his ass at second base. He's there. He's there
Was he
easily
pitching?
because the
No, his
ball has
original
already been
name in the
thrown.
league was Mike
Yeah,
Stanton.
Mike Stanton.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
his second
there
out
was
with his
another Mike
father.
Stanton though, right?
No,
There was-
there's
there
always
was-
There's a
another
pitcher,
Mike
Mike Stanton, back in the
yeah,
day.
there.
Anyway.
But the thing is, you get that person, you get the cutoff man to throw the ball. Mike Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton goes to second base. Aaron Judge goes back to third base. Is second and third with one out. A fucking rocket that just gave up. That reliever is stressed to the max.
And a base hit scores both.
Base hit scores both.
Yeah.
You know?
And then it's a whole different ballgame.
Exactly. Completely
The other
different
thing
ballgame.
that did hurt the Yankees,
And
I
they lost
know-
by one.
They lost. They got crushed. I mean, they lost.
Yeah, they ended up getting crushed.
6-2.
That right there ended the
But
game.
it shit changed the game, though.
That
you're right.
ended the game.
But the other thing, the Yankees did have, their leadoff hitter go down with injury in the last 2 games of the season, which really hurt. DJ LeMahieu not
Yeah.
being in that game is a huge loss for the Yankees.
For any team.
That's a hard
huge
one
loss.
to come back from.
Yeah.
But the reality is Garrett Cole was hurt. He pitched 3 innings, and you could see him walking off the mound, mouth, "I'm done." He was done. Like he couldn't.
Wow.
He was dealing with so much pain. He tried to gut it out, and he just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
In my mind, don't fucking start the guy.
Right, get it
You know,
one out.
like, put
get it
Jordan
out.
Montgomery on
If
the
it,
mound.
get
Well,
somebody else.
Have him as the closer.
Have
Have
him-
him as a
have him
emergency
somebody-
reliever.
Go with a bullpen.
Right,
Do
you have
whatever
him
you
as
gotta
a
do,
setup
right?
guy
You
if
know?
you gotta.
Exactly.
If you just need 2 outs, dude, I need 2 outs.
Do
out.
what they did
Can
with
you
Kurt
give me
Schilling in the World
2 outs?
Series, where he came in as relief.
Right, just give me 2 outs. Can you give me 2 outs and
You know,
let him do his thing?
They've
You
done
know,
that
so
to
it's
everybody.
wildly
Madison
disappointing.
Bumgarner.
Wildly disappointing wild card round for everybody around this fire except for Brad.
Well, it sounds like
And
some teams are
Who is
being
your team,
outmanaged.
Brian?
Hashtag Suns.
Oh, really?
Baseball, I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Growing up, I was an Indians fan.
Yeah.
They don't have a team
Kenny
anymore.
Lofton,
Yeah.
Carlos Baerga, Omar Vizquel.
They're
that
still
whole-
shitty.
Omar Vizquel was.
I was,
Omar Vizquel was the man though.
Wait, you was a kid when that team was assembled?
Yeah.
What the?
94. Yeah.
What the hell?
Then we
10.
talk about
First
you know,
baseball game I ever went to was Sox Indians.
Yeah.
The White Sox have played 2, and they've gotten their asses handed to them.
Oh,
Twice.
just
There
crushed.
was
series
5
is over.
runs in 1 inning.
I watched today. They were down 4-2. I watched them come back and tie it.
Yeah.
And I watched them
Give
like,
up
very
5
next to the
runs.
Bottom of that inning.
Just blow it.
5 runs in
Yeah.
1 inning.
They just
Yeah, it was-
Jesus.
So
Thought I heard some
it's-
trash cans
It's
back
not a
there.
good baseball
Yeah, right?
season, but
They
don't
knew those
turn
pitches were
around.
coming.
that's why they invented football. And oh wait, our team.
Football's
sucked.
done.
Yeah.
Fuck
But
football.
Justin Fields did
I'm
get
waiting
the
for the
start
Bulls.
the rest of the season.
Justin
This will
Fields
be the
did
first
get
year in
the
like
start.
20 years I'm excited about the Bulls.
Yes.
to watch Bulls
My
games.
boy Alex Caruso is on the fucking Bulls.
Best looking guy in basketball.
Yeah, you know him, right?
No, I
Or
don't
you
know.
went to school, or you know somebody.
I have no clue who
Who's
he
the
is.
guy? Oh, that was a football thing, right? Where you know
Yeah.
the guy. Yeah, okay.
From the 49ers.
Yeah, never
So
mind.
49ers
Talking about,
out deep.
Cray?
Yeah, Nick Cray, Trent Sherfield. I grew up with him. Well, I'm older than him. I used to call him Gold Grill because when he was a young kid, he was like 6 or 7. I played with his uncle, but like for some reason his front 2 teeth got knocked out and he had 2 gold teeth. So I used to call him Gold Grill. That was my little homie. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, you know, I have college connections with him.
Yeah, so I
and-
also wanted to give a shout out to Brandon Lau of the Tampa Bay Rays, a huge bourbon guy. I've communicated with him a few times on Instagram. He probably isn't watching, but
Fucking tag
they're
him.
playing like now. But good dude, really into bourbon. And he's got the Tampa Bay Rays have my vote to go the rest of the way at this point. Like I'd love to see that.
Let's
Outside
see if
the
he
Sox.
will do it live with us.
Yeah, maybe at some point. Maybe
If the
in
Sox don't go, I'm
By
going
the
for the
way,
Rays.
I'm supposed to email Barstown for you to do a live with him.
I would love it. Let's go. Set it up. I love Bardstown Bourbon. I am a huge fan of everything they do. One of my favorite bottles of all time. Probably Stacy's favorite bottle of all time.
Yeah, that's a good
is
one.
the
That
Chateau
cherry-
de
that
Lebon
cherry,
Armagnac
oh, man,
finish.
dude.
Woo! Woo, that was a magnificent bottle.
That was a delicious.
They just came out with the Ferrand cognac finish.
I have that on my shelf at Benny's too.
Bardstown Discovery 6 just came out, which rumor has it may be the last Discovery series for a while because they're having trouble sourcing those older barrels. That's a story I heard. Yes.
Is it like Bardstown hasn't been around long enough to have all their own bourbon, right? They haven't been.
No, they're about 5 years old now, and they do 3 different things. They do a thing called the Fusion series, which is all their own shit or most of their own shit, younger, blended, really good. They do the Discovery series, which is a little of their own juice and older sourced barrels. 15-year-old Bardstown, 16-year-old Dickel, whatever they can get. Some MGP gets in there sometimes. And those blends, they're about $120. The Discovery's about $129 a bottle. They are absolutely, there's something magical about what they do with their blends. And then they do a finishing series where they've had about 10 or 12 different ones, anything from red wine to Armagnac to cognac to
This year's is cognac.
orange curacao. They do a couple different ones a year, and every one I've ever tried has been really, really good. Didn't fall head over heels for the curacao one because that orange flavor is sometimes just too much for me.
It's kind of like the Don Julio that's
Yeah.
finishing orange fucking wine cask.
Yeah,
It didn't
but
really hit me right either.
I will say that in terms of distilleries that are doing their own shit and really, really getting creative with it,
Animal Planet.
there's nobody better right now than
Yeah.
what Bardstown is doing. Everything they put out is at least pretty good. Most of it is amazing.
Yeah.
So shout out to Bardstown.
So to clarify, is it not a bourbon, or it's blended
Yeah.
bourbons from different? Some of it's there, some of it's not.
Yeah, that's what they do. They buy barrels from other companies. They blend it with their own shit. And whatever these guys are doing, whatever they figured out with these blends, it's just magnificent. It's just really amazing. So anyway, I'd love to do a live with them.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan.
I'll email them. We'll get something set up. We need to. They said send a proposal over. So let me know what you would like for us to do a live with Bardstown. So we'll do it. Myself, you, Bardstown. Obviously, you're running the whole shit. I just want to make sure I have my Bardstown.
I would love to do
Fusion.
that.
Yeah. I want to make sure I have that beforehand, and then all the other Bardstown obviously is going to you.
So
'cause you're the
Fusion,
bourbon.
Discovery, and the Finish series, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And if you're not,
It's fucking Amazon.
Amazon back in. If you're not familiar with finished bourbon,
What the hell is
So
that?
damn loud.
basically what they do is they
Attention.
take these bourbons
That's all it is about it. It got
and
your
they
attention.
put them in
Fucking door open too.
a used curacao or a used Armagnac or a used cognac barrel for
Yeah.
an extra period of time, and it really imparts the flavor of whatever. It's great. I mean,
Yeah.
almost all tequilas, almost all scotches are finished in ex-bourbon barrels, whatever.
Yeah.
Bourbon is the reason finished bourbons work so well is because one of the rules of bourbon is that every barrel has to be brand new,
Right.
never used again.
Right.
Then they take those barrels and they sell them to the Scotch companies, they sell them to the tequila companies, and they just big fan of the finished bourbons, especially for a change of pace. Good stuff, really good stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
We lost Stacy over there. He's on his phone. That's scrolling.
No, he's listening
But
to YouTube.
yeah, man. I mean, what do you think? It's starting to get darker.
Well, I want to try this Baker's, but it's getting dark.
What is that?
How's
We
the-
don't have a fire.
I'm sorry, I didn't put it.
It's
was
a little
raining
wet.
all day.
I know. There's an Amazon truck that almost hit another Amazon truck.
Just now?
Yes, just now. This is this is just fucked up shit that's going on in the suburbia.
Got closer to my car.
Right.
No, you good.
Yeah, that wasn't
that
a
almost hit Shaq.
backup noise. That was just,
That was
your
my
Shaq
alarm.
yours.
how's the view right now, Shaq? Can you see us?
See a bunch of smoke.
It's getting a little.
No, it's you're fine.
Okay.
Looks good.
Yeah,
The
I mean-
ambience is good.
You know, how
'Cause
about
you guys are
early
so good
football
looking.
season?
Oh,
Jason got a haircut. Shout out.
I got a haircut. I had to do a Zoom yesterday with a potential client, so I trimmed
You had to get sharp.
my beard, cut my hair.
That's what's gonna do it too.
I
That's
think-
what's gonna
I think
win
we
the deal.
landed The client. It
so
sounds
for
like it's
for
gonna
people
happen.
that don't know, just give a quick synopsis, or just quick, let them know what you do.
I'm an artist manager. I manage a bunch of rock and metal bands, and yesterday we had a call with a potential client.
Right.
And
And
yeah, it seems like it might have gone well. So
by
I'm
the way,
pretty excited.
his sweater that he's wearing right now is a Kill Switch
Yeah,
Engage
Kill Switch
sweater.
Engage, who we work with, and some of our other clients, Memphis Made Fire. Shout out to those guys. Shout out Maddie from Memphis Made Fire actually follows my account.
You gotta love.
Not a lot of people know about my bourbon account in my regular day job, but Maddie does. And he's a great guy. Maddie is incredible. If you shout out to Maddie Mullins on Instagram, if you want to follow a really interesting account, this man is an endorsed cook
Wow.
with Traeger grills,
Ooh.
Snake River Farms meats, and one of the best barbecue chefs I've ever met in my life. This dude
Casey
can.
looks, hey, that's a fucking
This
challenge.
dude can fucking cook.
I can learn something. Yeah.
So follow Maddie. Check out new music from those guys. And if you tag him, he'll see it and he'll have a good laugh. But yeah, Traeger Grills, Snake River Farms, they send him like Wagyu. Like last time I went to his house, he said, we're going to make some tacos, some steak tacos. Like, oh, that's great. But yeah, Wagyu beef tacos he made us.
Wow.
It's like a ridiculously expensive piece of meat, but he has this endorsement, so they hook him up, and he's got to use all the meat. So shout out to Snake River Farms, Traeger Grills, Maddie Mullins, Memphis Made Fire. We have a bunch of other clients that do well, and you can find us.
Amazon back again.
You can find us all
Amazon all
online.
over this fucking place. But yeah, sorry, but no. One other little tidbit I want to add to
Oh,
this.
they backing into Jason's job. What?
Right. What the fuck?
Should we get this on camera?
No.
Tampa Bay Rays apparently just hit a grand slam. So
Was it a Rosarina?
I don't know who it was.
Guy's a fucking
But-
stud. He stole home last night and had a home run.
Yeah.
That
He
dude
stole
is
home.
aggressive. That's because
He's a
pretty-
Cardinal. He should have been a Cardinal.
Right.
We traded him.
Exactly.
Sorry.
What did we traded him for? We
Everybody
traded
I don't
him
even
for
know.
That picture.
Tommy Pham for
The
someone.
Angels got.
I don't
That
even know who
dude
we
is
got.
the MVP.
Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, that
Ohtani
dude's
is
a
the
beast.
That was-
MVP,
yeah.
hands down.
Well,
But
No
I'm gonna,
way
it's
you
arguable.
say
arguable. It's arguable whether he should be the MVP because they didn't come close to making the
Right.
playoffs.
Right.
Dude,
However,
them
he
stats
will win the MVP.
unbelievable.
Right.
It's questionable to me whether
7
he
runs in the
was the most
first inning
valuable
total.
player to his
by the
team
two
in the
teams.
league. To me, maybe Aaron Judge. There's a lot of guys that fall under that.
I hear what you. I
know.
know where you're going with it
A lot of guys that
because
fall
they
into
didn't
that
make the
category.
playoffs. So,
But
but
for
when
him
you
to
look at
have
those stats,
for him to have the ERA that he had,
a pitcher
for him to have the home runs that he had,
runs.
He should get the
batted
MVP.
the RBIs, like
9-2.
you have to give him.
I
two.
mean, dude,
you
he
have
got
to
to
give
get
him
it.
that.
He has
He
to get
is-
You
it.
have to.
Yeah,
give
what do
him
you have? 8
He
wins?
is an all-time
9
player.
wins.
9-2.
If Shohei Ohtani were to retire
100
in
earned
3
runs
years,
batted in.
he probably makes the Hall of
42
Fame
home
with
runs.
5 years of service.
Dude, how did
right?
he not
Right.
be the MVP?
However,
those numbers
it's like
don't
Mike
lie.
Trout.
Racism.
Mike Trout is the best player in baseball without any question.
Stop the fucking Asian hate. Fuck you if you fucking hate
Yeah.
any minorities. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I know he's talking to the
Any
camera.
minority.
now.
No, I'm just saying that-
Who's
I'm
got
talking
3
to
Asian
fucking-
kids?
I'm talking to the camera. I'm talking to the camera.
I know
Stop
you
the
were.
Asian hate. Stop.
Any
Just
hate.
stop fucking hating,
Any
man.
But anyway,
It's my little rant.
I digress. Well, you digress.
Oh,
I
shit.
continue speaking.
Shucks and damn.
Mike Trout,
3 Asian.
without a doubt, right? This is the deal.
You do have.
Without a doubt,
you have-
Mike
you have
Trout
Asian
is-
kids,
all right.
and they're beautiful kids.
Let's not get into racism.
Right.
It's not. That's too serious a topic for this group of assholes. Mike Trout is without a doubt a top 5 or 10 player that ever lived, right?
Yes. Do not go down that damn Babe Ruth route.
However, I'm not.
I was about to say, like,
Mike Trout is without question one of the top 5 or 10, maybe 15 players that ever lived.
Right.
Who is?
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Oh, Trout. Okay.
Without a doubt. He's all-time great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a winner.
He's on a shitty team.
He's not a winner.
Bad
He
time.
not only is on a shitty team, he has chosen to stay on the shitty team.
So
He
he's
didn't wanna-
hoping.
so he didn't want to go around
He's
chasing
hoping.
rings.
He doesn't
He's
want
gonna
it.
chase
Hoping.
rings.
He doesn't want to chase rings.
It's
Like,
in
I don't know
baseball,
anybody-
you can't chase rings like you can in basketball.
okay.
But Mike Trout
But-
could very easily
it's
have let
tough,
his contract
yeah.
expire and sign with any team in the league he wanted.
And they
to.
would have gave him a max contract.
Yeah.
He would have got a max contract anyway.
He would've got
He
four-
could have.
yeah.
Is it in baseball though? You can get more from the team that you're from, or no? That's not
There's no
baseball.
limits in baseball.
That's just.
Yeah, you
can
get
pay
paid.
anything.
That's
Yeah,
basketball or
there's no,
something.
the max contract doesn't matter.
You get paid
Actually,
in
you may
baseball.
get paid more by going to a different team
Yeah.
Right.
than staying with the team
Yeah.
you started
But
with.
Mike Trout decided he wants to
He
stay
wanted to be
home
a
and he
trooper.
wants to
He wanted
play
to
in
stay in
LA.
LA,
And he wants to
and-
do this. But the team is not only not good now, they're never going to be any.
No.
Well, the problem is they throw way too much money at the wrong people. Trout's the
At the
right
wrong
people,
time.
Right.
but they were paying Pujols. They were
Pujols.
paying that
Yeah.
C.J. Williams pitcher guy who had one good season with
And
That's
that's
a
when
the
really
the
nice
fucking
card
Rangers.
game.
Rangers, right? And
That's my
then
father-in-law rolling up right now. But yeah, I mean, Mike Trout, all-time great. Is he a most valuable player ever to me?
No.
but he's one most valuable player. What?
But he's
Yeah, no,
Three
he doesn't
times?
win.
A couple times. Just
I mean,
because your
they-
team ain't shit don't mean you
Right.
ain't the MVP.
Tim,
Exactly.
you want to come on camera?
Well, it's almost saying like Ernie Banks. Like Ernie Banks is an all-time
on in.
player, and
We'll
he.
get a seat for you right
hell,
here.
Barry Bonds was an all-star
Someone's got a
MVP
beer for you?
player before he ever won a ring.
Whiskey or
Did they win a
tequila?
ring?
I brought you
He
some
won
beer.
with San Francisco.
Did
but-
he?
Yeah, he
Come
won
on
with
in,
San
have a seat.
Francisco.
Or was that? Did they win them
Yeah.
after?
I think I'm going to go in and visit the restroom first.
Okay.
Oh, you went through.
Go on through. It's okay.
Excuse me.
And then we'll introduce you to everybody when they
I'll
go
be
back.
back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing about guys like Mike Trout is I don't put a lot of value on a player like that because he clearly doesn't have a desire to win.
Mhm.
He just wants to play the game and have fun and smile and sign autographs and
Right.
and
Yeah,
be
but
cool.
his money.
so
and his
I
endorsements
don't know
and
if I
play.
I can
can't
get on
say
board
he
with
don't
that.
want to win. I just
I mean,
think
because
that's the
when if you're
organization's
the
problem.
organization
No,
comes to you and
he
says, "Hey, this is our
He
plan,"
wants to be- that's a
right? And they
loyal
say, "Hey,
guy.
we're gonna spend money around you. It's not just you. We're gonna try to put a team around
that's
you."
good on
You
him.
probably buy into that, and also the
Right.
comfort of being on the same team,
Organization's fault
whatever.
that they
Like,
didn't
I mean, I'm
maximize
sure he wants to
talent.
win.
You're not bringing in the right role players.
Right.
You're not bringing in the right people to hit around him.
Well, the problem with
Like-
the Angels has always been they spend a bunch of money on a handful of players, 5-6 players, and then everybody else is garbage, and
Right.
they just cycle through.
And they,
Right? And so they can't-
always trade away their farm. They
Yeah.
always trade away their
They don't have a
farm.
good farm system. I mean,
Right.
but Trout came through their farm system,
Yeah,
but,
but
that's
the
one
only
player.
That's the only one. Who else has come through the farm system where you're like, this dude is fucking
I don't know. I can't think of any other
But
one.
you look at the
but-
Yankees, you look at the Cardinals, you look at you
Cubs.
fucking
The Cubs for a while, yeah.
Cubs had won for one World Series.
Well, no, I'm
But
not
you
sure
look
about
at
the World
the-
Series. I'm just saying
You
they
look
had
at
a
the
good farm
Rays, though.
system.
Like you look at the Rays. The Rays.
Well, they
depend
do
on their
theirs by
farm
trades,
system.
though.
But,
The
but
Rays-
they do with their farm system.
The Rays farm system has been very solid for a
Always.
while. But the
Always
problem is they
been
can't keep
The
them.
Rays are the best run organization in all of baseball.
It
Period.
is.
There's no question
Even
about
though
it.
they have never won a World Series, they're constantly there. They're constantly in the playoffs. They're
Didn't
in
they
the,
win once?
They haven't won.
They've never won.
They made the World
But they've been
Series last year.
competitive for.
They made it twice.
They've been
Speaking
competitive
of
for a
Marlins.
while though.
Yeah,
the
the
Rays
Marlins-
have been
The
competitive for a
Marlins
good.
have fucked over their farm system, though.
Yeah,
Like-
but the Marlins won a couple.
Yeah,
The
but
Marlins won, and then they did a fire sale.
Yeah.
And because of the fire sale, they got enough prospects where they won again, and then they
did a
fire
fire
sale
sale.
again,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
since then they've been terrible.
exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
I was mixing up the Rays and the Marlins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the Rays are a solid organization. You know
Go ahead.
that
We got
they're
a seat for you. We
dependable-
got a drink for you. Whatever you need, Tim. Come on in.
Let's have our bride.
Meet the fellas. We got Brad. You're about to walk by.
Brad.
This is Tyler.
Tyler.
Ryan behind you.
How you doing?
Stacy over here. This is my father-in-law, Tim.
How you doing, Tim?
I honestly wouldn't mind talking a little bit about why Tim is here right now because it's a really interesting topic, and I know.
Do you
this
want to be
may-
on camera?
I know
This
this.
ought to really be good.
No. So.
Oops, what did we just
Oh, no,
drop?
that's my car. Tim, again, my father-in-law. You guys have all occasionally seen
If you
my
can
wife
see him.
on camera. If you can see Tim, it's getting dark out here right now. But if you can see Tim,
No,
over
he
here,
pops.
Tim has a lot of really interesting hobbies and interests over the years. But the thing he's into most I would think most,
Currently.
right? Currently, is bonsai. The trees, you know, like.
Oh, okay.
And for those of you that are not
Bonsai.
Yeah.
for those of you that are not
I
familiar, the
remember.
example is Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid. Tim makes those trees, but not only does he care for and keep up these trees and have a real thing going with it, Tim has actually gone to the Dakotas, hiked into the mountains, and cut trees off the side of the mountains and brought them home and cared for them.
Cutting's the wrong way to put it.
Or
that
pulled.
implies they're dead.
Yeah,
So,
pull.
so
Pull
tell
them out of
us,
the ground.
tell
Yeah,
us.
bring it to us a little bit, Tim. Give us
Yeah,
a,
you
just
have
a
your
brief.
moment.
We're on
Talk about
Instagram
bonsai.
Live. Just give us a little bit of background on the bonsai and what you do and how you've gotten so good at it.
I like to garden, and I broke my kneecap, so I can't get down on the ground, and that led me to bonsai. Actually, his wife, my daughter, got me a class for Father's Day about 20 years ago.
I still knew her then, so
You still did.
I think
That's
we got you.
You weren't
What-
with her.
do you want something to drink, Tim? Do you want a beer,
Maybe a
tequila,
beer.
whiskey?
Maybe a beer.
Someone hand this man a beer. I know we've got plenty of beers around here. Someone.
Mine aren't
But-
super
but let me-
cold.
But let me finish. So this one that we got in South Dakota 10 years ago, I got several of them. A month and a half ago.
Daisy cutter.
Yeah, that's a good one. He'll enjoy that.
A month and a half ago, I won the best of show at the Chicago Bonsai Show at the Chicago Botanic Gardens,
Oh, nice.
and that was kind of fun.
And so this event that you're here for now is about learning your craft a little more, right? Like,
It's a class. I've got three.
it's on its way. It'll be here any minute. Check the front porch. It might be here already.
I've got 3 bonsai in my cart, or sort of on the way to. There's a guy from Colorado who's going to be up at a nursery in Willowbrook tomorrow and Sunday, so I'm going to go up and spend the day.
And this is how much I like my father-in-law. My wife is currently in Vegas, and he's staying with us, and my wife's out of town. He's here for the weekend. He's hanging out with us
It's the Hotel Rudolph.
at the hotel.
Nice.
There you go,
That's
yeah.
it.
How much do you charge?
Oh.
We haven't negotiated
A bottle
the-
of Pappy.
the-
Did you, hear me? Did you hear me say I brought beer?
Yeah,
Really good.
So it's nice to have you on the show.
Are you from Michigan? Is that?
Did you bring spotted cow?
No, that's
No, that's
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
That's Wisconsin.
Oh.
The spotted cow at beer.
Some shorts.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Wisconsin. You can only buy it in Wisconsin.
I got a bunch of guys to my house about
Yes, Max.
4 weeks ago to help me
I don't know where
value
your
some
shoes are.
bonsai.
Why
And
would
they
I
all
know
told
where
me
your
what they
shoes are?
wanted in beer, and some of it was stout, which I don't like to drink.
Oh, I love stout.
And there was some porter, and they were very specific about it, so that's what I got.
Nice.
And I don't even know what it is, but it sat in a cooler for a week on my back porch, and then it sat in the sun for a couple of days. So I don't know if it's any good or not.
The
It'll
beer
be
you
great.
brought me sat in the sun for a couple of days. I'm gonna go with it's probably not good, but I'm happy to try it and prove that.
Yeah, let's
thought so.
try it.
Yeah.
I thought so.
It's a
So-
stout. It's a stout.
Well,
Stouts are
there's some porter too.
yeah, stouts and
Good.
porters
I like
are
a
like
good porter. I like a good porter.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Porter's,
So,
porter's pretty good.
Every porter's a stout, but not every stout.
so
is
Tim
porter.
just drove down Grand Rapids, and it's getting dark, and I'm sure that people watching us can't even see our faces anymore at this point. So, we're gonna end the show. This was a good one. We had a lot of good, real serious discussion. We'll be back next week with the Fireside Chronicles. Again, it's bourbon hunting season. So if you're out there doing it, now's the time. Go find your bottles. They're out there waiting for you. And much more to come. We'll see you guys all next week. Thanks, everybody.
Bonsai at 7.